Hello, this is Blast6 here with Equestron, and we're doing our end of 2022 wrap up here. So we got a few things to talk about. We're going to start off with Pokemon and all the just stuff that's been happening with Pokemon recently.
Yeah, has been quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, so on top of just finishing up the 25th anniversary of the anime itself, uh, we also have Ash's journey coming to a close in an 11 episode,
So
in 11 more episodes.
before passing off the torch to somebody else.
And it honestly feels just really surreal at this point because he's been doing this journey for 25 years.
And he's been 10 for 25 years.
Yeah. And as far as the new series, it's been essentially rumored that it's Ash's child that's going to be
mm.
taking over, and honestly, I can completely see that.
Yeah, it's possible, or highly probable.
Yeah, I think it's Ash and Serena's daughter.
hmm Yeah, let's the shipping wars have been quite strong these past few weeks. Ever
Yeah,
since the artwork of the girl has been shown.
yeah. Yeah, and I just wanted to take this moment to go over some of my favorite aspects of the Pokemon franchise before we go into this next step leg of the franchise itself.
hmm
Let's see. I'd say some of my favorite games are Black and White 2, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl,
hmm
alongside Pokemon Legends Arceus.
hmm
Special note to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire for having Mega Evolution and so many legendary Pokemon you can catch. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl bringing back Pokemon that follow you around, and Legends Arceus for memories of my essentially first big shiny hunt ever
hmm
of a shiny Baneri.
hmm
Um, my favorite. Yeah, I think gym leader is and gym battle is a little too difficult to determine, but my
hmm
favorite champion battle is easily Iris in Black and White 2.
hmm
The song, the battle itself, it's just like it's all great. Let's see what else. My favorite like saga arc of the anime is Diamond and Pearl, with X and Y in second, and I'm not sure exactly what in third. It might be Journeys, but I'd have to go back and watch the rest of the episodes for that.
hmm
Yeah. Let's see what else. What about some of your thoughts on Pokemon?
I mean, as people who have watched other videos have known, like I haven't really like been with the anime for quite some time. Probably should at some point. I mean, like it's pretty much readily available everywhere you look. Um, but in terms of like how it was at the beginning, like I've always had fond memories of how it started. So even though it kind of started the similar way, how my relationship with Friendship is Magic started, where it's like, oh, this is a dumb show, let me watch it. Oh, this is actually good. So, and so I always have a soft spot for the Indigo League arc, and I also really like Orange Island's arc. Even with Tracy being kind of a forgettable third wheel person, I've always enjoyed the adventures on there. In terms of games, I've always had a soft spot for like Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow, um, like maybe Pokemon. Was it like Pokemon Sapphire or something? I forget what also came up on the Game Boy Color or something. But
Crystal.
yeah, Crystal, yeah, Pokemon Crystal, and then of course Pokemon, of course spin-off games like Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium. Almost said Coliseum because I was playing that a little bit on the GameCube. Um, but I mean they've come out with like a good new games as well. I mean So my opinion on Pokemon Shield has sort of lessened after a while. At first, I was like, "Oh, I don't know what's so bad about this," and then after a while, I was like, "Okay, this is it's kind of a meh game." I mean, especially after the improvements that were made in later games. But I really enjoyed Pokemon Legends Arceus this year, and I also really enjoyed Pokemon Scarlet as well. Like that was actually like one of the first Pokemon games I actually like pretty much like set out to beat, and then I beat it. It was great.
Yeah. Hmm. I can't really think of anything else to as far as Pokemon's concerned. It's
Mm-hmm.
Mystery Dungeon. I've had fond memories of that part of the
Mm-hmm.
franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the Sinnoh Cat Pikachu and just like the Ash Cat Pikachu events. I hope those are a regular occurrence in every mainline game going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else. And so we're gonna call intermission, and we'll be right back with our top picks of the year and our hopes for 2023. I'm not actually gonna like cut the recording. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're doing it live. We're doing it live. it's pretty clear now that my unofficial New Year's resolution is to eat more fiber.
It's recommended.
Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah, we have a few categories to go through. Some top fives, if we can think of enough for five.
Mhm.
All right.
Depends on what the categories are.
All right. Let's see. Categories will be top five movies of the year, top
Mm.
five games of the year, and if we can find enough top five announcements, events, or just like interesting things that happen.
Okay.
Movie related, game related doesn't matter.
Mm.
And then we'll be going for worst. Honestly, I can't really think of five bad movies or five bad games this year, so we're gonna just skip those.
Mhm.
And then I guess we'll go for. I can't even think of top five bad events either. It's mostly just political or Twitter related.
Oh.
So yeah, we're gonna skip that one too. Let's try to be positive here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, except until the end where we're doing popular opinions. But yeah, all right. Let's get out. All right, let's get out the. Yeah, we're gonna need two things. We're gonna need topsters, and then we're gonna need a list of movies and games that came out this year. Yeah, yeah. You see, this is what we call professionalism. All right.
I mean, I already have my list ready, so you that's this is on you.
Movies and games and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? All right. Well, in that case, let's have you go first.
All right.
Uh,
Well, I actually have
yeah. Let me just.
actually
Yeah. Let me just for first off. Let me just get this in a new tab, and we'll start with your movies.
yeah,
And
okay,
let
because
me. Sorry.
I have honorable mentions, and I also have a top 10 of this year.
All right. Let me just. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna switch the feed to catch the film. There we go. All right. Yeah, at least now it's a bit more of a relevant thing to look at. Also,
Yeah.
my mouse has disappeared. Another unofficial New Year's resolution is to keep up with mouse maintenance or something, or just get a new one.
Keep up with technology.
Or just get a $30 mouse, because that's fair.
I mean, I don't really think you need a $30 mouse.
Yeah, probably not. I'll just get like two other ones. Ooh, I am glad that Sonic 2 made it on the top 10 highest grossing of the year. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. What month are we go? All right. Yeah, you know what? Just go for your honorable mentions first, and then give me the month of your number 10.
All right. So honorable mentions, starting from the bottom, would be Prey, which is the Predator prequel movie that came out. Very well made prequel, better than the last couple of Predator movies. Anyway, the fourth honorable mention would be Ambulance, the Michael Bay the ambulance movie
Oh, I
with Jake
think
Gyllenhaal.
I think I know what that is. It's like there's like something goes wrong and they have to be in an ambulance.
Yeah, like it's a bank robbery gone wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
then two criminals take an ambulance that has a police officer that has been shot in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty intense movie. Maybe a little too intense at times, especially for one that was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's just straight up tension. So
Yeah. Oh, this is the cathartic Avatar, Black Panther. Yeah, that's exactly how it should be. Thank you. Sorry.
not for long. Anyway,
Hopefully.
uh, Violent Night would be my third honorable mention.
Wait, that Santa Claus murder flick?
Yeah, that's a great movie. Uh, it's a very good dark comedy, combines Die Hard and Home Alone together, but with Santa Claus as the good guy, and it's actually Santa Claus, which is probably even better. Then my second honorable mention would be One Piece film Red. which is like I mean, I'm not like super caught up with One Piece. I'm like barely into the anime, but I saw the film anyway, just because they're like, oh yeah, you could just go ahead and watch it, and yeah, you could just go ahead and watch the anime, and I thought it was a very very well done film, even though I had very little experience with the Straw Hat Pirate crew.
I need to go into watching One Piece, but
Hmm.
then again, they could stand to give us a Kai version that condenses some things.
Yeah, that would be nice. And then my first or my one number one honorable mention is Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, which is a prequel to another popular anime.
Yeesh, you want to
Uh,
know how many anime films that I watched that were actually made this year?
like one.
No, zero.
Oh wow.
Because I did Ghibli Fest and I caught up on all of the ones this year.
Right. Okay. So you watched all the ones that came out in the past, but not recent films.
Yeah. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, after you finish your films and after I do
Mm.
my films, we'll do the DreamWorks thing really quick, and then we'll move on to the games.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Yeah. Got it.
So yeah, so I thought that was also a really good movie. I had a great time watching it, and then makes me want to watch the series. And I really have no excuse not to watch it because it's on Crunchyroll. It's gonna be on Blu-ray pretty soon. Might as well check it out.
Yeah.
So films of 2022.
Uh,
Number 10.
month.
What? Of my, sorry.
Which month is it? Number 10.
Oh, number 10. God, you're making this hard. Anyway,
Okay. No, it's fine. I'll just keep watching this. It's
number 10 would be Bullet Train.
Oh, that one with the fancy Japanese
Right.
train.
Yeah, Fancy Japanese Train, based off of a novel adapted into a movie. Very funny, very funny action movie. Lots of dark humor, lots of funny jokes. Had a good time watching it. Very fast paced, which it has to be because it's on a train. Number 9 would be The Batman. Uh, my only like real problem with that movie was that it was too long, but I really enjoyed it otherwise. Uh, Number 8 would be Everything Everywhere All at Once. Then that was like very good multiverse movie, probably the best multiverse movie of the year,
Mm,
apart from Doctor Strange. Uh, but and then number 7 would be The Northman, which is a Viking version of Hamlet. I
no,
highly
don't you mean
recommend
a Viking version of the Lion King?
that. Well, no. uh, because Hamlet was based off actually honestly Hamlet was based off of a Viking tale, and then Hamlet was made into Hamlet, and then
Lion
Lion
King was
King
made from
adapted
Hamlet.
it,
Yeah.
and then Lion King was made from Hamlet. So this is like the original, really the original Hamlet adaptation,
Hmm.
or the original Hamlet. But anyway, number 6 would be Nope. Surprisingly enough, I actually really enjoyed that one. The Jordan Peele Alien movie. Mm, Uh, and then let's see, number 5 would be Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Kind of came out of nowhere. I was expecting it to be fun, but I wasn't expecting it to be kind of that good.
Yeah, it's in my top five, but we'll get to that
Yeah.
later.
Number 4 would be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Uh, like I really had a great time watching that movie. Like I watched it first. First I watched it in on a Dolby theater, and that was pretty amazing.
Oh man, I wish
And
I,
then
I wish I did that. Like I only went like for a regular one, and I was just like, oh.
and to be like just someone who's like only has like passing interest in Sonic, and to still get that excited during the movie, it's quite so it was quite good. Quite good.
I'm glad it made pretty much 4 times its money back. That's reassuring.
Yeah. Number 3 would be Top Gun Maverick.
Ah, the highest grossing film of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a tiny little bit of a mistake to watch Top Gun right before watching Top Gun Maverick, because if you do that, you're kind of getting like Top Gun Maverick is just a better version of Top Gun. Like it almost has the same beats and everything.
Honestly,
But
I'm kind of shocked that Top Gun Maverick is the highest grossing of the year.
mhm.
It doesn't feel like it because that was just like a 90s movie that people liked, you know?
Yeah, but honestly, like it was just a very excellently done movie. It's like one I can see why people keep coming back to, just because it's just an easy watch
Yeah.
and just having fun with. Number two is another long in development sequel that came out this year. Would be Avatar: The Way of Water. Surprisingly, not my number one movie this year, but nevertheless I really enjoyed it. I saw it in first. I saw it in 2D because that's honestly gave it the ultimate test on the outset, which is like how is it as a 2D movie rather than going to like the big 3D version of
You
it.
see, what you need to do is you need to watch it in 2D in a Dolby theater, and then you watch it
Yeah,
in IMAX 3D.
and yeah, that's pretty much what I ended up doing. Is I ended up watching it in 2D first on like a really crisp screen, and honestly, it was like I was like, this is super good. Like I have no real issues with it. And then yesterday I went and saw it in 3D high frame rate version. Still a good movie. Like it was just the added technology was just really a bonus for me rather than something that held the film together.
I don't know. I'm probably never gonna see it.
Oh well.
It's
Anyway,
I don't know. It's just it the first movie overtook Avengers Endgame as the highest grossing movie of all time, and that just pisses me off too much for me to watch it and care about Avatar anymore.
okay. Anyway, so number one,
So if Avatar is not your number one, what is it?
something you've probably never heard of, something probably a lot of people haven't heard of until this moment in time. Pompo the Cinephile.
Nope, I've seen that movie.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So Pompo the Cinephile is my number one pick this year.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Um,
Oh, I completely forgot that movie exists. Okay, that's the
it,
only. Okay, I said zero, I meant one, and like, I, f- I feel terrible. I didn't get to see it in theaters. Like, okay,
mm,
let me get my phone. I actually have a story about Pompo the Cinephile, because unfortunately it's not on my list for my top five this year, but it
mm,
would be honorable mention at least six or seven.
mm.
So I'm trying to remember what days it was in theaters.
It was in theaters in April.
Okay, that helps. Okay, all right, yeah, all right. So, uh, yeah, okay. So I essentially went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 2 again in theaters, and then The Bad Guys, uh, right after that. Like that was a
Mm,
great day, but you know
mm,
that was the same day that Pompo the Cinephile was playing.
mm-hmm,
So that's one of my bigger regrets this year is not seeing Pump of the Cinephile in theaters.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I wish I did because that's a fantastic film and it makes me want to make movies myself.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like why I love it so much. It's very. I thought it was a very oddly inspiring movie. I mean, I do. I mean, some people can argue that it just prevents an idealized version of Hollywood, but honestly, I mean, that's really all we really. That's really not like that bad of a thing. It just prevents. It's just showing like someone achieving their dreams and all that stuff. And
It's
I
like
thought that was.
yeah, and it's sort of it reminded me of Cats Don't Dance from 1997.
Yeah, and so I just thought it was a very pleasant experience. I didn't have any issues with it. It was just a very good watch, and it was exactly 90 minutes long.
Yeah, they literally like cut it as like make it exactly 90 minutes long, and
Yeah.
like that was a fantastic thing. Yeah, yeah. All right.
And I know people are like, it's like, oh, it's technically 94 minutes, but I'm like, well, I'm so okay, and so I'm just like, well, I'm gonna say that they cut it to credits at exactly 90 minutes, so we'll stop. Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
All right. Let's see. Um, all right. Let me think. Okay, I think I have my list.
Mm,
Okay, my number five is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
mm-hmm.
I couldn't leave it off the list because I want to be respectful and I everything. But even respect showing aside, it was a pretty great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I've deliberated about it, and I honestly think it's probably just a teeny bit better than the original.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. The chemistry between the three main heroines was pretty dang good, and showing that I'm trying to remember, Killmonger actually had a big effect on things even after he died,
Mm-hmm.
and showing that revenge is really never the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a very good movie, and it does show promise for the future of Wakanda and that part of the MCU. And I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania coming out this February.
Oh yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah. Let me think. Okay. My number 4 is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Like I did not expect to like Goldie and the Three Bears crime family as much as I did, but they were like much more relatable and such than I and likable than I would have expected.
Yeah, that was kind of like one of the best kept secrets of that movie. Was like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna like these people.
Yeah. Something about that I didn't like about the original Puss in Boots, which we will get to because we're going to be ranking some of the DreamWorks movies in a little bit, is that I
Uh-huh.
felt like movies such as Boss Baby and the original Trolls were kind of held back a little bit.
Mm.
I'm not exact. I'm still not really sure exactly how it felt held back, but it just felt like there was something missing.
Mm, okay.
But Puss in Boots: The Last Wish does not have that problem. All the characters are great. Even the villain, which feels like I'm being called out here because if I was in his shoes, I would hoard as much magical shit and cool items as possible.
uh,
If I hoarded magical items as much as I hoard plushies, then my room would be literally uninhabitable. All right. Okay, so that's number 5. Number 4. Okay. Let me think. Okay, I think. Oh, jeez, this is difficult because I'm trying to remember all the movies that happened this year. Actually, wait. Thank you, AMC app. This will help me. Uh, all right. Okay, yeah. So turns out I didn't see as many movies actually from this year as I thought. I saw freaking Godfather's 50th and Jaws. But those are from like way back then, so
mm,
no. My number 3 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness
mm-hmm.
because it shows that they can actually do a version of Reed. It's like one of the big things, but it's not the big thing. They actually showed they can do Fantastic Four in the MCU proper.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Reed Richards they had was very nice, even though he was there for a very short period of time,
Yeah.
and people went nuts when they saw him.
Yeah.
All right, but like showing that the Scarlet Witch was unhinged because like her quote unquote children were gone, and it's just like she's essentially gone off the deep end. And it shows that just how easily a hero from this universe can become a villain.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she did do the right thing in the end and get rid of all the dark holds in the universe.
Mm.
But I am kind of curious what the future holds for Doctor Strange because apparently that lady in the mid credits was his future lover or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, from
His
the
future wife
comics.
or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, and the one to succeed him as the Sorcerer Supreme or something.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I believe so.
That's definitely interesting. Yeah. And like all the different multiverses and like all the different circumstances. I think her name was America Chavez.
Yeah, America Chavez.
Yeah, was definitely a good character.
Mm.
And like it really sucks that sometimes powers can really fuck up somebody's life.
Right.
I just wish that I saw a movie in like 2009 or 2008 that actually showed that superpowers can ruin people's lives. Maybe it was called Chronicle or something. I don't
I
care.
think yeah. I mean there is a movie called Chronicle, and it's pretty good.
All right. Anyway, number two is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Tails being voiced by the game his game VA counterpart
Mm.
was a very good idea because
Mm-hmm.
like she's had experience voicing Tails since Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fantastic. And I honestly won't mind if they end up bringing in Cindy Robinson for Amy in Sonic 3 if they do have her. Please have Amy. She
Mm-hmm.
really
Well,
should be.
it seems like from what I heard from the writers, they seem to be considering bringing Amy in there, or at least planning on it.
I would not be surprised if they had Shadow, Amy, and Rouge.
Uh huh.
Would not be surprised if it was just those three, and maybe like the end teases a universe of Mobians in another world or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. But I'm hopeful that the Amy Rose is next on the live action adaptation
Yeah,
block.
yeah. And then maybe we can actually have some Son Amy moments that actually start off in a universe that actually are like instead of it being just like the game universe didn't really go well initially, and I think Prime went well so far. Well, with
Mm,
the universe before it got shattered, but
right.
like I want an instance where like a platonic and possibly romantic relationship actually starts off well and actually is well for most of it, you know?
Uh
Because like only recently with Frontiers did it actually get a lot more positive.
huh. Yeah.
Arguably Team Sonic Racing as well, but that was a spinoff. Anyway, yeah. Idris Elba's Knuckles was great. It definitely shows a more isolated and native side to Knuckles,
Mm-hmm.
and also Fish Out of Water, very important for that.
Yeah.
Egg, Jim Carrey as Robotnik was always fantastic, and him literally being powered by a Master Emerald dialed everything up to 11.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then Sonic turning supersonic at the end was like that. That was a movie moment right
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic, and I really hope that Sonic 3 lives up to it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, and you might notice that none of the movies that you mentioned are my number one,
Uh
and we're missing a very important movie, the resurgence and revival of DreamWorks. Number one is The Bad Guys.
oh yeah, that is a good movie.
If you had told me when Trolls and The Boss Baby were being like around as far as movies, and
Mm-hmm.
Disney was kicking their asses with Marvel on one arm and Star Wars on the other, and
Mm-hmm.
like you would have told me that they're gonna revive themselves with a movie somewhat inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I would have not believed you. But this movie shows that even DreamWorks like this movie and the marathon that as far as I've seen is that apparently they never were really horrible except
mm-hmm.
for Ants in 1997,
Uh-huh.
1998, which was god awful and I will never see it again. But they never really were bad.
Mm.
They've had their mid moments, but the Bad Guys is their first real big like sucker punch to Disney and mostly
Mm.
Warner Brothers because they haven't been sucker punched enough apparently.
Especially this year.
Yeah. And yeah, it was so nice. I saw it twice. Once by myself at the local theater, and then another time with my friends down in Florida.
Mm, nice.
And it
Yeah,
was
the movie was so good that they put it on the logo in front of Puss in
yeah,
Boots.
Yeah, and so the new DreamWorks logo shown first at Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has the bad guys being the first characters shown after the moon guy starts to surf down and through the DreamWorks land with Toothless, Poe from Kung Fu Panda, and for some reason the Boss Baby. And probably from Trolls. But I mean, I know I said their movies are not as bad as I would have expected, but still, them over Madagascar's over Alex, Marty, Melman, and Gloria. Really, hell, I'd even accept the Penguins. But anyway, yeah, but it shows that DreamWorks does value them and will hopefully be making a sequel or two down the line. And I am looking very forward to that because seeing heists animated this way would be fantastic. Heists, for good reasons, like how they were trying to do it by taking all the hamsters and all, but that I can easily see something like that going well, like maybe them doing a Sly Cooper, only stealing from other thieves.
Right.
Like, that'd be pretty cool. And Wolf was great. I'd say was it Piranha and Shark were not as good, but they were definitely nice support.
Right.
Miss Tarantula, Diana Fox, and the Snake, all those three were fantastic. Snake, for what he accomplishes in such a short amount of time, was phenomenal. And then of course Tarantula and Diana, because they're great. They're just big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah. Trying to remember. Oh, I guess I didn't see it this year, or it wasn't even this year. I was gonna say dishonorable mention to Space Jam 2, but I think that movie's already gotten enough hate. All right.
No, not enough hate.
oh, definitely not enough hate. It needs more, for sure. Yeah. All right. And with that out of the way, let's quickly transition to a little bit of unfinished business. A DreamWorks movie tier list. We are now back here, more informed and hopefully better off knowing what we know now. Okay, maybe not, because I still don't see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Hold on, I'll go find it. All right. No. Okay, we need recent. We need recent. That'll work. Oh, why? Why is it in Spanish?
Because.
Okay, first, plenty of Uber drivers not speaking English, and now this. This is just. I am apparently pissed off the gods of Spain or Mexico or whatever. I've just pissed off many people apparently.
That's because you played Resident Evil 4 recently, and they're all coming after you.
I know. Yeah, apparently. Okay. Okay. So this is everything. I don't.
It looks.
Nope. It doesn't have Puss in Boots or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, that's weird.
That is indeed weird.
Maybe like DreamWorks including Puss in Boots or something, or.
All right, come on. Whoa!
Oh, that's a big one.
Duplication.
Yeah, I see the bad guys.
Yeah, I know, but we're looking for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it. Okay. So sorry, I have some technical difficulties here. Okay.
Oh wait, there's all DreamWorks movies with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. My eyes apparently don't work anymore. All right.
That's all right.
There it is. Okay. All right. So yeah, there will be time. There will be time to.
We're also including the 2D stuff. So
yeah, there will be time to revisit other films. But as far as I remember, okay, we're not gonna rank any Shrek movies because it's been a while since I've seen those. Nothing Madagascar related except for Penguins, because that was the only one we saw during this whole thing. We're just ranking the movies that we saw during the marathon.
All right, sounds good.
And we'll do most of the other ones sometime next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll start with Ants.
Okay.
Easily the worst movie of the whole marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not be happier because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah. Let me just
Just gonna call the row ants. It's worse than a D. It's just ants.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. Okay. Main character was the guy they got for the main ant was unfitting. Um, it was a very cliched movie. It was, and okay. I like anime. I like anime that have that are isekais. This was tropey, derivative, and garbage. And that is saying a lot considering what I've seen.
I've seen a lot. I've seen many things.
There are very few things that I would see over this. Very few. And there are very few things that I would see. Well, wait, no. There are very few things that I would see. Oh wait, no. I'm trying to word it a better way. There are very few things that, if given the choice, I would see this first. Yeah. And yeah, we are definitely going to be watching quite a lot of the rest of these. And I'm glad that we got a lot of them done this year because there are only a few left. All right. All right. Next up, the one we saw was Chicken Run.
Yep.
Actually, no. I'm putting it in S. It was probably the best movie we saw the entire time.
Oh yeah, no question. No questions. Chicken Run's my favorite of the ones we watched.
Yeah, Chicken Run was yeah, there's a reason why Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run are such revered classics in DreamWorks history. I just wish I watched it a lot sooner, but yeah, it was absolutely great. And Chicken Run has a tropey element here and there too, but it actually does it well. The main characters and supporting cast are great, and it's just all around a great movie despite the very dire and deadly circumstances that surround it. Yeah. How about you rank Spirit, because it was your first time watching that?
I'd probably put it in the A rank.
I agree.
I think without the Matt Damon narration, it'd be easily an S. But even so, an A rank is pretty damn good for that movie.
Yeah, it's one of the few movies that actually ends positively and romantically.
Yeah.
Yeah, can definitely say it's one of DreamWorks' better, and easily in the top 3 animated ones. We'll need to see El Dorado again. But yeah. All right. Sinbad. I've never. I'll say it goes in high B.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. It's. I mean, it has been a little bit, but I can definitely say it was one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting a lot in here and here.
Yeah, because I know like you hadn't seen it prior to the marathon, but I had.
Yeah, it's definitely better than I expected. Yeah, and I guess maybe without the dated CG, it might have been like a low A, but I think B, like the highest B for now, is a good call.
Yeah.
Speaking of B's, that's the next one we saw.
The B movie.
I mean, it obviously goes into B rank, right?
It could have been like a horrible movie, but it still ended up in B rank. Just on.
You were more baffled at it than disgusted or hating or whatever on it.
Yeah, like B for baffling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I like on my personal like list of DreamWorks movies that we watched, like it's kind of on the lower side of it, but B's fine.
It gets a low B, a passing grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we took another skip a couple of years to Puss in Boots 1 because we were going to see Last Wish later in the month on the 27th for me.
Right.
Earlier for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say... Oh, jeez. I feel like okay, I feel like Puss in Boots is what Sinbad should have been as far as well, like without. Well, I'm trying to gauge what I'm thinking about here, but I do think that this is an appropriate positioning.
Mm.
Puss in Boots is a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Like I said before, I feel like there is something that holds it back, but I'm not exactly sure what.
Mm.
Yeah, and I can't really place it. All right. This is gonna break my heart a little bit.
I mean, that seems fair enough.
Yeah. Turbo. Yeah. There's Turbo is kind of an annoyingly so close to being great movie.
Mm.
Like it is really close to being a great film. The problem is that I think they stretch the focus of the movie a little too thin, having
Mm.
it be like six human characters and six snails.
Right.
Well, seven, I believe, because also the friend. So like the yeah, I think it's seven snails and six humans.
Mm.
Yeah, and if they just like removed it and narrowed it down to like three or four of each, then maybe it would have worked better.
Mm.
Like Ryan Reynolds as Snail Turbo, he was definitely likable, and I could definitely see potential if they maybe made a sequel or something and like trimmed the fat or something. But
Mm.
as it stands, it's good, but it's not great.
Right. Like it had a good like last act though.
Yeah,
I was like,
the whole race sequence was definitely one of the better ones. Yeah,
yeah. Like, but everything else is which is kind of just a generic movie, even though it had fast snails in it. It was just kind of went through all the kind of beats we've seen before. But to its credit, it had good animation and I liked the voice acting, so it was fine.
yeah, definitely can't fault it on the VA work.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that was because I know you saw it and I didn't. And I thought it was really good.
Yeah, Peabody and Sherman is probably the best of the one of the best of the adaptations DreamWorks adaptation films DreamWorks has done.
Mm-hmm.
Because Peabody and Sherman was an animated series back in the 60s or 70s, not sure when.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like it definitely was one of the better films. So good, in fact, that I actually decided to buy the Blu-ray digital bundle with my holiday money.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like it was definitely a missing film from the collection. Now, right at home.
Yeah.
That was,
Very nice.
and
Welcome to the library.
yeah, and we'll get to home in a minute. But we have Penguins of Madagascar first. I'm gonna, yeah,
Yeah, like a low B is fine.
yeah, pretty low B. It's probably. Yeah, like yeah, like the opening. It makes more sense if you've seen Madagascar 3, Europe's
Which
Most
unfortunately
Wanted.
which unfortunately I haven't. I still haven't seen
Yeah,
Madagascar 3.
we'll rectify all the remaining gaps, and we'll probably just
Mm.
revisit most of the other films next year
Mm-hmm.
on a less constrained basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was a great movie. I would say the biggest problem with the movie is like the North Wind was very unimportant.
Yeah, they're just kind of just there.
Yeah, they're here for like sci-fi technology messing with
Yeah.
that stuff. Is like there was literally no point. Not well aside from them trying to save the penguins in the last part and then
Yeah.
failing.
Yeah.
There was not really
Almost, I almost think like they were there to have celebrity voices in the movie because they knew they knew no celebrities were voicing the penguins.
Yeah, that honestly sounds about right.
Yeah.
And I did forget to show the mid credits scene where they fixed Private and made him look back to normal because Mort had even more cuteness inside of him.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just going to hit the button. No. Oh man, King Julian is such a stupid piece of shit. Okay, now the button. No. um, yeah, well, maybe we'll. Yeah, just trying to. Oh man, we've seen like what, a third of these movies. Sheesh.
And yeah, just about.
Yeah, that means we're gonna be doubling down next time. My God. All right. Home. Shockingly, not in D rank.
I mean, I'd personally put it in a D rank. I think that first half really just puts a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, like we said when we watched it. Like the second half is a little bit better, but it was just that first half is just so obnoxious. Like I didn't like any. I wasn't liking anybody. I wasn't liking the story. It was just
Yeah,
very
yeah,
painful to sit through.
you're absolutely right. I honestly forgot about that. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, but like it does definitely do its very best to try and pick up the slack in the rest of the movie after the first like third ish.
yeah,
Yeah, but that does not mean that it's any less obnoxious in that way. It is a high D, but only a D.
yeah.
D for distracted.
D for distracting.
All right, Trolls.
Yeah, I personally really enjoyed the Trolls movies. But yeah, I'd probably put the first one in like mid to high B.
Yeah, okay, I think this is a good place for it. Above
Mm-hmm.
Penguins. It was more enjoyable than Penguins, but only, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, just. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like fucking Poppy doing the "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Mm-hmm.
Like that was great.
Mm. I think they did a good job with with the music, and I enjoyed the animation as well. And I do think it's of the two DreamWorks movie of the two DreamWorks franchises that have Justin Timberlake as a role. This was the better one because he was
Um.
in Shrek the Third.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess he was like, okay, can I please try again? I can actually act.
Yeah, it's like guys, it's been a few years. I can actually act this time. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, Justin.
All right. All right. Yeah. I will say like I'm trying to remember what they're named. The not the trolls, the other race, the Gherkins or something.
Yeah, some of the gherkins or whatnot.
Yeah, they're that the subplot with the romance thing was kind of the only real negative.
Right.
It was a little too eh. It was mid. That plot
Mm,
that side plot was mid.
right.
Yeah, but everything else is pretty good.
Mm,
All right, and then we got Boss Baby, which is here, I think. Uh, yeah, here. Uh, you think that's good?
I mean, it's fine. Like, I honestly think the sequel's better.
No, no, no.
But,
I know, I know. I was gonna put the sequel
like,
up.
so I would personally put Boss Baby as like low B, high C, because just because I felt like the film didn't really embrace its absurdity that much.
Hmm. Okay, I think that's better.
Mm,
Yeah, I probably liked it more than you did, but only just. And I think the sequences in Tim's imagination were definitely a good starting point with how DreamWorks movies should be going forward.
mm.
Yeah, and I feel bad because like Captain Underpants is right here, and I'm just like, I want to talk about it, but I can't because I didn't see it in this marathon. All right, yeah, but yeah, like it was great, and I definitely enjoyed it quite a bit.
Mm,
All right,
mm.
and the same field for Abominable. It's a really great movie. I want to talk about it. All right, then we have Trolls World Tour.
Yeah. Like it's like a yeah, it's like a higher B than Trolls.
Yeah, it's noticeably better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like most of the really annoying characters, like the Gurgons are pretty much completely absent.
Mm-hmm.
The glitter troll is thankfully only in it for not nearly as long as the original,
Mm-hmm.
and it is definitely more enjoyable with I'm trying to remember what her name was,
I
but
mean, no, the person playing her is Rachel Bloom,
yeah,
but her character name, sure we'll figure it out at some point.
yeah, she was an MLP, right?
Yeah, she was Barb. Her name was Barb in Trolls World Tour. But yeah, she played Autumn Blaze in My Little Pony.
Yeah, yeah, the Kieran, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can definitely tell that she is carrying quite a bit of the movie on her shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I'm surprised. Surprised that they would give like someone that I'm sure most people aren't familiar with the villain role for DreamWorks movies. No, normally they'd probably get like a celebrity, like big time celebrity. But they're like, no, let's give it to Rachel Bloom, and I think that was probably the best choice that they could make with that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Boss Baby Family Business. I'm thinking here.
Yeah, just about. I mean, it's kind of funny that it had a worse critical reception than the first movie did, but I honestly think it was a better movie just because it was more sillier, far sillier than the first film was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it helped that like the I'm trying to describe it in my mind and in my mouth, but it's just the words they do not show.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like uh, I do like Tim and his daughter bonding, but it
Hmm.
at times it started to feel a little
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm glad it didn't really go that route.
I'd be shocked if it didn't, and I'd be shocked if
Yeah,
it did.
yeah. Because I was like, oh, please don't have the daughter crushing on the young version of her dad. Please don't.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It
Yeah.
didn't even reference it, so I'm just like, that's good.
Yeah, it's almost like I've seen too much anime.
Just like my Japanese animes.
Just like my Japanese anime. All right. But yeah, it's like really great. The new boss baby is definitely more, I guess, likable comparatively speaking, because she is pretty much the exact opposite of how the old boss baby was, where as he was strictly business, then turning towards more more caring about the family itself. This one is like super about family, and is only really
Mm.
using the mission as a way to get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely absolutely great. All right, because yeah, I mean that was kind of obvious.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Puss in Boots.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah, Last
pretty
Wish
obvious.
was that good. It
Mm.
like, instead of Boss Baby and Trolls World and Trolls just going up from its low B to mid to high B, this is going up from like a sincere level grade. That's how much of an improvement it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I think that's all we're gonna do as far as that's concerned, at least for the moment. We will revisit these when the time is right. Well, more accurately, when we actually get through all the rest of these. So we have a lot.
Yes, we have quite a bit.
Yeah, I believe the only ones I've never seen are Rise of the Guardians, both Crude's movies, and Prince of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen every other one at one time or another in my life. Oh, and Spirit
Yeah. Oh,
Untamed.
yeah. Like yeah, of the other movies down there, I haven't seen uh the Madagascar 3, Crudes 2, and Abominable and Spirit Untamed.
Can tell you, Abominable is gonna be a highlight. That's for damn sure.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna just copy and paste it so that way we come back to this later. All right. Now then, let's have you get the game list ready.
Oh, it's already ready.
Yeah, I know. All right. I guess we'll go and get to that.
Hmm. The mouse blocked it for a second. I thought you said 2002. I'm like, dude, we're not 2002. What happened?
No, we're not. We're not at Kingdom Hearts 1 and
Yeah.
PS2.
It's like we went back in time. Kingdom Hearts just came out on
We'll
PS2.
get back in time. God of War, Ragnarok, fucking throne. Oh, thanks for the notable deaths thing. I didn't need to be reminded just how mortal we really are. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, considering the website I go onto for Hollywood news, it feels like everyone's dropping dead in the last days of the year.
Yeah. Man, River City Girls. I want to play the sequel on yeah, because that's online. But I need to finish the first one first. So. All right. You start with your games.
All right. Well, I played a lot of retro games this year, or a lot of games I haven't played that came out last year. So it was like kind of hard coming up with 22 games. And I almost put like remasters on there, or at least ports.
Oh, so you're gonna love mine then.
Like I thought about putting in, Persona 5 Royal on PS5 and Nier Automata on the Nintendo Switch. But I'm just like, let me just pick stuff that actually came out that were like new games that came out this year. So
you're gonna love my list then.
That's fine. That's fine. It's more of a me thing than anything else. But anyway, and so some games, there are some games I really enjoyed that I didn't finish, but I'll just do it anyway, just because I like them so much right now, and I don't really see them crapping the bed in the last 5 minutes of it. So number 5 would be Sonic Frontiers on the PS5. I don't know how it is on the Switch. I hear it's fine on the Switch, but on PS5, I've been really enjoying it. It's been a while since I've played like a modern day Sonic game, other than maybe some of the Sonic Forces. But yeah,
well, actually, yeah, I think I can confidently say that Frontiers is also on my list.
Yeah,
but maybe not there. I'll think about it. Hold on, okay. All right. Okay, I got my list.
All right. Can I keep going? Is it good? Are we good?
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Sonic Frontiers was the best game of the year.
No.
Anyway, number 4 is probably some people would be like, "What? How dare you?" Pokemon Scarlet is my 4th favorite game of the year. Definitely like had a great time playing it. I know like I'm not blind to the glitches or the performance issues. It's like, but getting past that, I think I thought it had a really solid story. I really liked how it had 3 story paths that you can go down. Had like my favorite rival of the franchise.
I mean, I doubt anybody would be opposed to a rival.
Yeah,
not like that.
Yeah, and it was like the first rival I've experienced in Pokemon that didn't annoy the crap out of me. Instead, I found it very endearing.
I will say that Hugh is an easy second place because he is pissed off at people, just not at you.
Right. Like, definitely better than Hop. I couldn't stand Hop.
Hop can go how off a ledge.
Yeah.
Can go hop off a fucking cliff.
Yeah. So like all around, I thought it was a really good game. I really enjoyed playing it from start to finish. Like I honestly didn't play anything else until I was done with it, and so I was happy with it. Number 3 is another Pokemon game, which is Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think even when seeing first footage of it, I knew it was probably gonna be something really good. I mean, I really enjoy Pokemon open world, sneaking around, and you don't really have to fight Pokemon to capture them. You could just pop them on the head with a Pokeball, and still get experience points for it. I thought it was a very unique Pokemon game. and one I thought was very successful even on the first try, and then they could really only get better from there. Hopefully, they make a sequel that expands upon that. I
Yeah.
know it sort of felt like Scarlet was sort of expanding a little bit on the mechanics of it, but it didn't really do that thing where you could capture Pokemon without battling them. It kind of still went back to the classic.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
gameplay loop.
not to mention they also got rid of how the more you catch Pokemon, the more information is filled out in the Pokedex, and the more of that
Right.
there is, the higher chances you get a shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that
Uh,
will be a definitely missed feature, and I will be going back to Legends Arceus because of that.
yeah. And so number two would be Bayonetta 3. Really enjoyed the Bayonetta series. This one's no different. I know people don't really like the ending, but I don't mind it that much. Um, but I do think Platinum Games makes really good games, and this is honestly this was no different. Very fun to play. And I enjoyed how it looked. I enjoyed the style. I enjoyed the characters. I thought the new voice actress that they got to play Bayonetta did an amazing job.
I mean,
So all
Jennifer
right,
Hale is always a win.
yeah. It's like Jennifer Hale honestly almost did a better job. Like not almost. Actually, she actually did do a better job than the original voice actor. And I say that as someone who was a fan of the original voice actor. And emphasis on was. Um, but anyway, and then so number one is Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is pretty obvious considering I tweeted about that game so much while I was playing it. Definitely, I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the Xenoblade games I've played. I still think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the better game, but Xenoblade Chronicles 3, again, it was like start to finish, it was fantastic. Like, spent a lot of time playing it. Like, I'm sure I know you can check my profile to know that I played it for like 115 hours.
Yeah, that's something I plan to rectify next year. That I'll be finally heading to Xenoblade Chronicles and
Yeah,
trying to do the whole trilogy by the end of the year. Whether or
yeah,
not that's feasible, I'm not sure, but I'm looking
mhm,
very much forward to 2 and 3.
yeah. And so I'm looking forward to the more DLC from the season pass,
Yeah.
and also seeing what those big substantial new story chapter that they're gonna have, whether it's gonna be a prequel or epilogue or just some side story. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are my top 5 games of 2022.
All right. As the audience can tell right now, number 5 for me is Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
I forgot about it.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'm not one to really say how much I like the Kirby series, but I really do, and I'd say never. It's been a while since there's been like a really good one. The closest we've gotten is Planet Robobot on 3DS, but this is really really good.
Hmm.
And I will still say that Superstar Ultra is better than it, but only just because of all the different kinds of game modes and all the cool stuff you can do in it. But this has a lot of cool stuff you can do in it. Like for example, you can literally take over a car and a cone and a light bulb. And but the most important and my biggest boon to the game itself would have to be the copy abilities and the ability to upgrade them. That I wish they and I hope they do that for the rest of the franchise because that is something I will never ever not stop loving.
Hmm.
And like the Final Hammer one is legendary, really.
Hmm.
And the return of one of my favorite bosses, Mass DDD.
Hmm.
It's just like all around a great Kirby entry, and I hope that it'll be remembered and for years to come. Number 4 is Sonic Frontiers.
Hmm.
I have the Steam version and screwed up control button mapping aside. I had a really good time playing it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Something that I did not know when fighting the first boss is that you should really parry all the attacks away.
Yeah, something I had to figure out the hard way.
Yeah, same here, same here. Boss number one. If I went back, I would definitely know to do things properly. But yeah, um,
Uh-huh.
and I'm really glad that Amy was the character you rescued. Well, tried to rescue and interacted with in the first area because it showed the game's biggest strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, realigning Sonic and his three most important friends and
Mm-hmm.
allies
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much putting them on a path where they can come back, but which it can explain where they'll be going and where they will be gone from. Like if they're not in the next couple of games, this explains why,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows that they are following most, if not all, of Sonic's continuity in the past and present, including the IDW comics, with a little sprinkling of a wink and a nod to Whisper the Lemur.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, Tangle the Lemur and Whisper the Wolf. I think, or was it just Tangle? I don't remember. Sorry, Tangle the Lemur.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely appreciate that. Thank you, Ian Flynn. Yeah, he should just write every Sonic game going forward. And the dynamic between Dr. Eggman and Sage was definitely very good.
Mm-hmm.
And Sonic actually showing emotion is very nice too.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like this is a Sonic that has been through all these adventures, and like everything is starting to finally well, like this whole like corruption thing is taking its toll, and he is remembering the past, literally making winks and nods. But I didn't really encounter any of those, unfortunately, because you have to essentially run, like, I don't know if it's wait long enough or just like there are moments where he reflects on the past of his adventures.
Mm-hmm.
It's on YouTube. You can just go look it up. But yeah, it's
Right.
definitely very nice to see things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that this means that future Sonic games will be going forward with not necessarily a super open world like this, but the stories will hopefully be good like this one was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my number three. Okay, it's probably not even on here. Um, yeah, my number three is probably not on Wikipedia, so I'm just gonna describe it. It's the newest game from Sad Panda Studios. It's called Hush Hush. Only your love can
Mm-hmm.
save them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait, I can just look it up on Steam. Hold on. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
This okay, so yeah, yeah, all right. Um so yeah. All right, enough of that. Yeah, so okay, so this is a visual novel based on some of the characters from Crush Crush, their more critically acclaimed game.
Mm-hmm.
And like I regret not backing a lot of things. Well, a few things. Shantae Half Genie Hero for one thing, but this is
Mm-hmm.
my biggest regret of not backing it when it was a Kickstarter game,
Mm-hmm.
because this game is fucking fantastic. It is a guide game for sure. Like you'll definitely need a guide in order to do what you want in the game, but it is.
At first, I thought you said this is a guy game.
Oh no, they have blush blush for that one. But yeah, it is without. It is definitely great. Like, and these are the five main girls, and you do interact with plenty of other characters that you can schmooze with,
Mm-hmm.
for only a little bit. But it
Mm-hmm.
is the main focus is these five girls and how they affect the world around them and the oncoming disaster that you need to prevent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I regret not backing this game when I had the chance, and I hope, among all other hope, that there is DLC that allows for even more content, because this is a fantastic game and I really hope it gets more support.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see, there is one outlier that is easily my favorite.
Yeah.
With the
I was
two,
like, is that Rainbow Dash and Applejack up there?
yeah, no, that's not Applejack, but yeah, there's going from a Rainbow Dash parody character to being her own character is just Iro is definitely a nice character for sure.
Hmm.
Mio and
Big
Cat,
fan, big fan.
big fan of her, big fan of Mio, big fan of Cassie. Like,
Mm,
the other two, I could take or leave, really.
yeah.
Yeah, but I do highly recommend it. And when you're done with Cold Steel 4, maybe you should do this one.
Mm.
All right. My number 2 is, if you couldn't already tell, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Mm.
Yeah. And honestly, this would have been my number 1 any other year, but I have a reason for my number 1.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, Story was good. Characters were good. The
Mm.
gameplay of just going around and catching Pokemon and battling them sometimes was very nice. The like open world and just exploring every nook and cranny of the Hisui region was just absolutely fantastic.
Mm. And giant alpha Pokemon.
Yeah, Alpha Pokemon was a nice thing. It was a nice in between it was a gimmick that did not like overstay its welcome by any means, and it was absolutely
Mm.
yeah. And the more you fill in the Pokedex, the higher your odds of catching a shiny are, which
Mm.
or encountering a shiny are, which was very nice. Shiny Baneri was my first big shiny hunt, which was quite nice. And it was
Mm.
satisfying to finally catch one.
Yeah.
It took me like 20 horde battles in order to find one.
Mm.
Yeah. And it was just nice playing a Pokemon game that was really good. I haven't gotten far in Scarlet and Violet yet, and I'd
Mm.
imagine that their open slash more traditional gym battle slash story mode thing going on will definitely be nice. But I think this one will be my favorite of the two
Mm.
because it is one last good hurrah of the Sinnoh region, and we will probably not visit there again very anytime soon.
Right.
And I can only hope that when we eventually get to the Black and White remakes, hopefully Black and White 2 will obviously have content.
Mm.
Yeah. And before we get to my number 1, I'm going to go to the bathroom again because my bowels just hate me. Alright, but before we get to my number one last thing, honorable mention goes to AI the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, which that and its parent game are very nice games, and I wish I could have liked AI Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative more, but I just didn't. But they are fantastic and highly recommend both of the games themselves. Now, as far as my number one, a bit of build-up. So, this game essentially is my number one for a few reasons. It's made me question if the Nintendo Switch is my favorite console of all time. It's made me question if PlayStation 5 it is one of the best consoles of all time as well. It's also made me question why I didn't get an Xbox Series X sooner. But most importantly, it made me question why the hell I snubbed this game 2 times in the past for Game of the Year.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, returning from the matches of the century in 2017 and 2020, the one, the only, except for its original version, Persona 5 Royal is my number one game of the year. Now let me just tell you what the number ones for 2017 for 2017 and 2020 were. 2017 was the launch for the Switch, so you can tell that Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year that year. And 2020, a little game called The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 became my favorite game of all time, so there's no fucking way that was happening. But thankfully, Persona 5 Royal just barely squeaked by Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I want to finally give it its due, and it honestly really deserves it. And considering it is the 25th anniversary of Persona as a whole, I figure it's only fitting to finally give it its number one slot that it deserves.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why wouldn't Persona 5 Royal win at least once?
I know, right?
It's the best version of one of the best JRPGs on modern hardware right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is it's now on the Nintendo Switch. It's on Xbox and Microsoft consoles itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a slightly enhanced version for PlayStation 5 with faster loading and 60 frames per second battles and just 60 FPS gameplay, which was just icing on the cake for was otherwise a phenomenal masterpiece. And I highly recommend it to everyone that has a PS5, a Nintendo Switch, an Xbox Series X and S. Just fantastic. Could not recommend it enough. Just absolutely fantastic. All right. And all right, and with all of that out of the way, with the bowel movements and everything else squared away, hopefully, we can finally get to what we are really here for today. A topic many, many times in the making.
Garbage?
Yes, it is finally time to focus on the garbage opinions that we have. More importantly, our garbage unpopular opinions. Because I've been promising myself finally to go into garbage unpopular opinions for ages. And now is the perfect time to do so. But I would like to try and squeeze this into like just last little bitty segment, like a 20-minute speed round of some sort. If we can. Alright.
Okay.
Let me just make sure that I don't have any other unpopular opinions on this stupid thing. Well, aside from a reminder to rewatch all of My Little Pony again, just to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly. Well, not correctly. It's to reevaluate if my opinions are as they should be, or as they are right now. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. We should probably also go into if anything really notable happened this year, like if there's anything that happened that was the best part of the year. Then again, the leftovers always go in the trash, so that's probably the best place to start. Um, that I'd say probably the biggest highlight for me, aside from anything that I might be forgetting, is at D23 this year, they actually said that Animal Kingdom might be replacing Dino Land USA with Zootopia.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, that makes way too much sense, and it makes me question why they didn't do it a lot sooner. But that's only like one of many choices that they have, and for some reason Moana's on that list, and I'm thinking that's Epcot material, not Animal Kingdom material. We don't really have a Southern Pacific Islands region of the area, or we could just expand the Seas Pavilion or something. I don't know. It just feels like they can just put it in Epcot, which is sort of what they're doing right now. I don't know. Get rid of the stupid outpost place. That place seems a little outdated. Anyway, yeah, and I really hope that Zootopia does indeed get confirmed, possibly next year. That was one of my hopes for next year.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right. Do you have any notable events this year and or hopes for next year?
Well, no noble events being that I was able to hold a job for the entire year.
Oh,
Was
same
nice.
here. Same here.
uh, and then that I seem to be progressing enough to get a better position at where I'm working at, so that's nice. So I hope next year.
More time off, maybe.
Yeah, maybe more time off, or next year I'll actually be in the position I want to be in. Um, and so that'll be nice. Maybe try to save money to move out or something, or hopefully get a pay raise to get enough money to want to move out. But we'll see.
Yeah, moving out. That sounds nice.
Yeah,
I wish I could
but
be even close to that.
we'll see. See what happens there. Um, yeah. I mean, I think those were probably the more like notable things, and yeah, my hopes is just advancing more on that, and but for more shallow, I guess, media stuff is that up eventually Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out on the Switch. That would be nice. Like people keep asking for it. I kind of hope that they just deliver upon it.
Anything that's already been confirmed for next year that you're looking forward to?
That's no, like, that's I don't know if Death Stranding 2 comes out next year, but probably won't. Probably come. It'll probably come out in 2024 or something.
Yeah.
Like, but that's something I'm really excited for when it got announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah. A few things that I'm looking forward to next year that have been confirmed is Pikmin 4, Wolf Among Us Season 2, and the remaster of Sam & Max: The Devil's Playhouse, which was my 2010 game of the year.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem Engage.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, although none of the characters really are really appealing to me at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And Resident Evil 4 remake, I'm excited about.
Yeah, because Ashley's gonna finally hold the fucking gun.
Yeah, and then Final Fantasy 16, I'm looking forward to as well.
Oh,
And
Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda.
yeah, Tears of the Kingdom and the Dead Space remake.
Oh yeah. I haven't really played Dead Space 2 or 3 yet, have I? I've only played the original.
Yeah, I mean that's really all you really need to play when the remake's coming out.
Yeah.
But I do recommend playing at least Dead Space 2 at some point.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I hope the Mario movie is good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Actually, when I went and saw Avatar in 3D, they actually played a 3D trailer for the movie, and I was like, oh, I want to see this in 3D.
Um, Let me see. Uh, I hope Super Nintendo World is as cool as we think it's gonna be.
Yeah, well, it opens in February, so maybe by the time we decide to go, the kinks will be sorted out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to my trip to California in April.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it all goes well, and I'm looking forward to my trip in to Florida in December.
Nice.
And too many games next year as well, and whatever other conventions that I have an excuse to go and take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually for me, I either have a Retro Game Expo, SoCal Retro Game Expo, or Anime Expo.
That's I think that's it for events we're looking forward to that haven't well have been announced. Anything you want to happen next year?
Um,
Like movie announcements, game announcements specifically.
I mean, I already talked about Xenoblade X, but in terms of everything else, like I just kind of take it by ear. I mean, I mean, maybe a Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2 or something, because I think that's a very underrated game. I think that deserves a sequel at some point.
I'd like to see another. I'd like to see something involving the original Paper Mario trilogy, a remaster, like an All Stars version,
Mm-hmm.
or at least Thousand Year Doors somehow on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of those would make my year really.
Yeah.
And
Like maybe.
also adding more Trails games to the Western eShop
Mm-hmm.
because they're
Like
all
maybe.
yeah because they're already on the Switch in
Yeah.
Japan. What the fuck is taking so long?
Yeah, like maybe Nintendo Switch allowing GameCube games on there.
Yeah,
Um,
that would just fix that problem for sure.
yeah, and then also Sony getting off their asses and actually like and like allowing people to emulate PS2 and PS3 games on their PS5s because apparently it's in there. They just locked it. It's like so that would be nice if they just kind of let us unlock it.
Yeah. Uh, I hope the remaining two Owl House special episodes are good.
Yeah, the next one's coming out the 12th of the month of
Uh,
January.
I don't remember. Oh my god, what the hell happened to my hand? Yeah, all of a sudden, it's just started to like leak a little. It's weird.
I know this place like the back of my hand. What the hell is that?
Oh, hey, that's new. No, it's January 21st on Saturday.
Okay, the 21st. Well, the
Yeah,
1 and 2 are in there. It just the order was wrong.
yeah, yeah, and apparently, yeah, it spells out for the first three letters. Thanks for watching, and that just makes me
Yeah,
really sad.
yeah. Stupid Disney.
Yeah, and they fucking realize that Owl House is successful too goddamn late, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
they realized they're way too late.
ugh. But at the very least, they're not Warner Brothers right now.
Oh yeah. Oh those guys.
If there's one studio that is preemptively looking to fucking ruin their reputation for their 100th anniversary, it is not Disney, it is Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they're not doing so hot right now.
Yeah, not especially because they just removed like half of their Looney Tunes catalog.
Mm.
Yeah, that happened today.
Yeah, there's that. Among very many other things.
Yeah, you see, there's a reason why I don't trust DC anymore.
Yeah.
Well, DC movies and
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's become apparent that they don't know what they're doing.
The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. I'm definitely looking forward to that because it's Kevin
Mm.
Conroy's last portrayal as Batman.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. What else? What else? Um, I'm trying to think here. What would be? Yeah, honestly, just Trails games on Switch in the West, and Paper Mario of some kind coming back to its good side would honestly just make my year. Really,
Mm-hmm.
everything else would be just a bonus.
Oh yeah, because Cold Steel 1 and 2 aren't on the Switch, right?
No, they are not, and it is very noticeable.
Yeah. Like, why would you have 3 and 4 on the Switch, but not 1 and 2? Shouldn't those be technically easier to port to the Switch?
You'd think so. All right, and now we get to the reason why there's actually a trash can up here. Our unpopular opinions. So, how many did you manage to scrounge up?
uh, not too many. I mean, there aren't really like a lot of controversial or unpopular opinions that I have, other than mostly having to do with Marvel this year. There's really only like maybe three or four things from Marvel this year that I've actually liked. Everything else has been mad to like I don't like this. Uh, I liked Doctor Strange. I liked parts of Moon Knight. Did Hawkeye come out this year? No, I think it came out last year. So yeah, so forget about that. uh,
You can only hope that the MCU shows are better.
yeah,
But
like
well,
but
I didn't hate any of them, but still.
yeah, but other than that, like meh, definitely wasn't it. I was honestly bored out of my mind during Black Panther. Um, I'm just like
All right,
and then
all right. How many?
apparently even like Bob Iger is like, what the hell are you guys doing over at Marvel now?
Yeah. All right. Okay. How many do you have left?
um, let's see. Pokemon Scarlet wasn't that well, isn't
No,
as
no,
bad as people try to make it out to be
no.
in terms of unpopular opinions.
Like how many do you have left? I'm asking a number because I want to go next.
Oh, I mean, I only just started, but
Like how many?
uh,
Like how many? How many? Like
like literally maybe like one or two left.
okay, I'll go now. Um, and these don't necessarily have anything to do with this year.
Hmm.
I liked Series 11 of Doctor Who and Jodie Whittaker's portrayal as the
Hmm.
Doctor. At least in that series,
Hmm.
12 and Flux are shit.
Hmm.
Just saying that right now, they just are.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I had a whole thing going on with it, but I don't really care anymore. I think Sonic and the Black Knight is a good game, and I personally like it more than Sonic Colors.
Hmm.
And I've said this one a lot. I absolutely despise the Sun and Moon anime, and I like the black and white anime.
Hmm.
I like the original Equestria Girls film better than the other three. We will get to that stuff next year,
Hmm.
or at least in about 12 hours. In terms of the specials, I only really like the second half of Spring Breakdown, Mirror Magic, and Forgotten Friendship. Oh, and
Hmm.
Pinky's and Sunset's backstage pass. I
Hmm.
forgot that was a special.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't put that down here either.
Hmm.
Oh, and the holiday wintry 1 2. That one was good too.
Oh, holidays and rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Philly Vanilli and hate Best Night Ever, which is relevant here because
Mm.
you love Best Night Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. There was something. I was thinking of something that was comparatively like Best Night Ever, where nothing goes right, but it. I can't think of it. I completely lost it. I should have just written it down before. I like the lucky. I liked the lucky. No, wait, I like the Star versus finale.
Mm.
I hate Lucky Channel from Lucky Star, and Mario and Luigi Dream Team is the worst Mario and Luigi game.
Mm, okay.
I think that's everything.
Oh, okay.
All right, and now your last one or two.
um, Last of Us Part 2 is garbage.
Oh yeah. Wait. Is that an unpopular opinion?
Yeah, well, considering that all the critical praise it got and got like what Game of the Year
Oh well,
awards and
those
stuff
fuckers
like
don't
that.
count.
Yeah, it's like, but
Yeah, those people's opinions don't count. They were paid
yeah,
off.
yeah, I know that was true. But yeah, so yeah, that game is like a total garbage fire.
No, no,
Fine gameplay, but story is terrible.
yeah, it should have. Well, in my eyes, it should have been like you play as Abby immediately after Joel is dead. That way, you can
Mm,
immediately get her story and where she's coming from and all this, and then
right.
you play as Ellie in the latter half of the game.
Mm,
But the thing that I hate the most is the ending where Ellie loses part of her hand and like she can't play the guitar anymore. And it's just like,
uh,
and she doesn't have a family to go back to, and it's just like, where the fuck do you even go from here? Just
yeah,
stop the franchise before it gets even worse.
yeah. Apparently, there's a part 3 in the works. I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
They'd have to try. Okay, I will say I'll only play it if they try really, really hard to make me care.
Yeah, but like otherwise, I'm out. I'm out of this franchise.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna be glad to pick up Last of Us Part One in a bargain bin soon.
Mm-hmm. Other unpopular opinions. I think Uncharted peaked with Part 2. It hasn't gotten any better since.
I mean, then again,
Uh,
it hasn't gotten any worse. Then is it?
yeah, but it hasn't gotten any worse. But people seem to think Part 4 is like is the best of the series. I disagree. Actually, what would be a real unpopular opinion is that I thought Lost Legacy was a better game than Uncharted 4,
Hmm.
which was the game where you play as Nadine
Oh, the
and
PSP remake.
no. So where you play as Nadine and what's her face? Not Claudia. The other girl.
Yeah, that definitely screams
Chloe.
PS Vita
No,
port.
it's a PS4. It's a PS4 game.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, like I think that's a better game than Uncharted 4 was.
I think they got remastered for PS5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. Yeah, Lost Legacy and 4 were remastered for PS5. But I mean, I'm not really gonna bother playing them again.
And
No, just like I'm not gonna bother playing Last of Us Part 1 on PS5 because
yeah,
I already played it on PS3 and PS4. I don't need to play it again.
yeah. And aside from that, most of my other unpopular opinions involve me liking films that are either skewed way younger than my age demographic,
Mm-hmm.
or anime that are considered mid or trash that I actually like. Like in
Mm-hmm.
Another World with My Smartphone and Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the smartphone was pretty fun. I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, and hopefully Hidden Dungeon will be fun as well. Maybe not as fun, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll definitely make you think. Well, I think so. I'm not really sure.
It's a thinking man's anime.
It's a wait. I actually enjoy this anime.
Oh, okay. It's like wait, I'm actually having fun.
It is pretty
Uh,
dumb and stuff, but
mm-hmm.
it's definitely similar to Smartphone in the good ways.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Let's see. I think the power of friendship trope in anime is way too overhated. I actually think it's probably one of the better tropes I've seen.
I'd say the best instance of it is probably in Sailor Moon,
Mm-hmm.
where
Like
where they're like it's more essential. It's basically they're friends of their power mostly.
yeah, yeah. I feel like Fairy Tail is probably the quintessential shonen anime for me.
I need to get to that too.
Uh, but I think My Hero Academia is overhated. I mean, you could yeah, it feels like it's still staying true to the manga. Just people are just upset that the artwork isn't as good, but that's sort of par for the course.
The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 is my favorite game of all time
Mm-hmm.
because I have heard people not like that game, so I just wanted to point it out.
Right. Let's see. Nothing's wrong with Bayonetta 3's ending. Uh, that's seems to be the last big like thing that happened this year with everyone complaining about the ending of that game. but I don't mind it so much.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see.
Burgers are
Yeah,
overrated.
yeah. Burgers are overrated. Pizza is where it's at.
No, chicken and fries are where it's at.
Yeah, chicken and fries is where it's at. Sushi is the best food ever made.
It depends, but I do feel like maybe people are focusing too much on burgers. Like I can't even tell
Mm.
you how many different types of like how many burgers there were at Disney World.
Mm.
And I mean, they were all the ones I've had. Like the one that I had was good. Like
Mm.
at the
Mm.
like the sci. Actually, okay, another popular opinion: the sci-fi the sci-fi diner in Hollywood Studios is the best restaurant in all of Disney.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like based off of '50s drive-in diner.
Mm.
It's based off of '50s dine-in theater,
Mm-hmm.
and with like the tables are all cars, and it's really cool. And I was even able to literally smuggle in some popcorn, so it really felt like a theater.
Oh, nice.
Like I am definitely going back there when I go to Hollywood Studios this December,
Mm.
next December. Like my trip is in a year, yay!
Another unpopular opinion: pineapple on pizza is delicious.
Unpopular opinion: I hate pineapple on pizza.
That's a popular opinion. What's wrong with you?
Lynn Jr. is the best loud sibling in the Loud House. Uh, Amy
Applejack is best.
Amy Rose is the best Sonic. Well, Amy Rose is my favorite Sonic character. Not really the best because that would be an unpopular opinion because
Mm.
she probably isn't. Even I have to admit that.
Applejack is best main six pony.
Rainbow Dash is best main six pony. That's unpopular.
Are you sure?
Well, maybe back when in 2012 2013 it would have been a popular opinion, but not so much anymore, I don't think.
Okay.
The best Winnie the Pooh thing ever is Pooh's Heffalump movie from 2005.
Mm. Iron Man 2 is the best Iron Man movie.
Iron Man 3 is the best Iron Man movie. Okay, no, not really. The original is. Iron Man 3 is overhated. Wakanda Forever is overhated. Wait, that's just you.
Yeah, that's just me.
I'm looking at. I think I'm almost out. You got anything? Got anything left in the tank?
Let's see. Batman v Superman was the last great theatrically released DC Cinematic Universe movie.
I mean, I never saw it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Because I'm not counting Zack Snyder's Justice League because that didn't get a theatrical release. That was a digital release.
I'm just no, I'm making a small list of anime to watch next year with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chivalry of a Failed Knight is, if you will, a certified hood classic.
Mm. A hood classic? What does that mean?
Maybe you should ask the people from the 2000s that made that shit up. But yeah, it's definitely a really good romance. Yeah, it's probably one of. You'll see why when we get to it. Oh, and finally, an unpopular opinion that I just remembered because he is sitting right over on the bed over there. Scrappy Doo is overhated, and that's it.
That's it. I thought you were building to something like Scrappy Doo is overhated, and anyone who does is a horrible person.
Oh, and the Scooby-Doo 2002 movie really screwed him over. Like if you go back and watch the 3 direct-to-video movies from the 80s of Scooby-Doo, Scrappy was great in those.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't want to hear it because the only people that screwed over Scrappy-Doo and made him too much like the original Scooby-Doo title is Scooby-Doo's original name, was the writers and people staffing during the Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show season 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
They screwed him over, and that pisses me off. All right, and I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah, Scrappy-Doo being good is, I think, the thing that will really finally get the angry mob at us.
We're angry mob.
All right, we've been going for 2 hours. I think that's enough. We'll
All right.
yeah,
Sounds good.
and after this, we're gonna be streaming Peppa Pig, so stay tuned for that. It's the roast of Peppa Pig with chicken and fries and all the other fixins.
Oh god.
You know, at this point, we might as well both have dinner.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, and see ya.
See ya.